Anyway, we did have a question about pricing in this crazy market. Pricing, believe it or not, is a part of marketing. And so how do you price in this crazy market, knowing that it'll probably go over? Where do you start and how do you set the expectation with sellers?
Sure. So Robin asked me to sit in today, and I'm pretty unique in this market. I don't know if it's unique for all markets, but all of my buyers and sellers, all my clients get 3 CMAs every time. And so first of all, I do an appraisal CMA. In other words, really looking at the home, looking at pricing the home as an appraiser would look at it, meaning trying to get down to 3 comps within that neighborhood. And if that can't be done, then I shift to a radius comp. But that's the first CMA. The second CMA, and it's very easy to just click a couple of buttons and just work off that appraisal CMA, is I do a neighborhood history CMA for like properties within the neighborhood, because I want to set somewhat of an emotional barrier for them. Hey, the highest sale price for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath ranch in this neighborhood historically has been X. Not that that really means anything. The third CMA that I do is for a like property for the school corporation that home's found in. I've found that unless you're talking about really high-end properties, that people shop school corporations. They don't shop neighborhoods. That has nothing to do with appraisal, but it does have to do with how you can set a market price. So I go out to the school system at that point. I go back 365 days on the solds, and I show them what we call is the monthly absorption rate, meaning how many homes sell per month in the last 12 months in that school corporation, like that property. I then show them the exact days on inventory. So here's an example. Let's say, I'm gonna make the math really easy. We do our search. There are 24 homes that were sold in the past 12 months, and there are 2 actives on the market for that type of a home in that school corporation. So the monthly absorption rate is 24 divided by 12 months. So 2 homes sell a month. There are 2 homes on the market. Therefore, there is 30 days of inventory. You take the actives divided by the monthly absorption rate, and that gives you your months of inventory, or less than a month. If it's less than 1, I then multiply by 30 days so that I can make it sound even more scarce. That's the power of scarcity. Now, in this market, since we are having people pay above list price and appraisal gap guarantees and so forth. In fact, I just had a home sell last evening where we had put it on the market on Thursday evening. We said we weren't entertaining offers until Monday. I held it open both Saturday and Sunday from 1 to 3. And we got kind of a feeding frenzy. We ended up accepting an offer that was $460 on a list price of $450 with a guaranteed appraisal gap all the way to that sales price. Now, how did I price that home? Here's what you can do. You can go back, and I would suggest you look for a 30 to 60 day time frame, and you look at the deviation between original list price and the closed sales price. And what you're going to find in a highly appreciating market, as an example, in Indianapolis, our median sale price is up 18.8% in the last 12 months. You'll see what you need to price the home at, and also on the other side of the coin, what minimum offer you need to make. Here's an example. I looked at this in one of our townships in Marion County here, which is the county that Indianapolis is in. And in the past 30 days, in the 175 to 2.25 price band, the average sale price was $10,000 higher than the average original list. So that tells you right there, people on average in this school corporation are paying $10,000 above sale price. So right there, that tells me if I'm going to make an offer for a buyer, I show them that and I say, hey, here's an informed choice. We're going to make an offer at a minimum $10,000 above list price because that's what's happening in this school corporation. If I'm pricing the home, I'm also going to talk about that. Let's get that appraisal value. Then let's look at market appreciation. And the other thing I do is I look at the average sold date of the comps, and I factor by the market appreciation rate. My success rate on getting listings is better than 99% in the last 7 years using this methodology. So it's not really about accuracy. It's about an increased sophistication and differentiation of you. It makes you look smarter and more special because you're showing them every possible angle. It's like if I held up this tablet, how many sides to this tablet? Most people, better than 50%, answer 2, a top and a bottom, but there are 4 sides. They're much thinner around the edges. And if these corners aren't mitered at 90 degrees, there might be additional short sides there on the corners. So you're just trying to give them more data to make you look more sophisticated and differentiated. So all you got to do is look back and look at what's the average deviation between sold and closed. A lot of people don't realize this, but your BLC will allow you to customize your data pulls. So you can set up, and we do this for our brokers here in Indianapolis all the time. We do start pulling data and showing the close date. We show the deviation between original list and sale price. We show the square foot cost, main and upper, square foot cost total, including the basement. All of those things had to be customized from the standard data pull from our system, and we can help you show you how to do that. I'm not aware of a BLC or a broker listing cooperative that does not allow you to customize that data.
Yeah.
Questions? That was a lot of stuff in a short period of time. If you have questions, call me. It's 317.
I'll put it in the chat here.
Get in touch with Kyle. 317. No, it's 317-716-5255. I'd be happy to walk you through that.
All right.
Just say for my Charleston people, we're not so school dependent just because of all the magnet schools that we have here.
Oh, interesting.
I mean, charter schools and magnet schools are really, really big here.
Sure.
So that kind of skews it a little bit.
Yeah.
But we also, some of the things that are more Indianapolis specific that Kyle's talking about, we have Market Monitor to get your absorption rates, your days on market, and all of that. So that's in your.
So you have a service that provides it. Okay, good for you.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Kyle.
You're welcome.
All right, so we'll get into the marketing. I have a little marketing presentation just to give you some things that I've been seeing and hearing as far as questions, but I really want this to be a collaborative meeting. So if you guys have questions, feel free to post it in the chat. You can stop me anytime, unmute yourself and ask questions. Sometimes I have a habit of going quickly, so slow me down if you need to. We'll share the screen here. Desktop. And all right. So can everybody see the presentation up here? Cool, thank you. I see Corey jumped on here. Corey, we literally just answered the question you had about pricing, but I recorded this, so I'll send it to you.
Thank you so much, Robin.
Of course, yeah. Okay, so we'll get started here. 3 apps. Well, one of them is, or 2 of them are apps. One is a system that I subscribe to that I have gotten business from. You may see this in my email signature where it says, click here to schedule a meeting or click here to get an instant home evaluation. I get a ton of questions about this from other agents, so I thought I would address it here. One of the things, this first one here is Linktree. It's an app that I use on my Instagram. If you go to your Instagram on your profile, you can only link one URL in your profile, and you can't link any URLs in your posts. I'm sure you've noticed that if you've tried to. So what Linktree does is it's a one spot. It's a URL that will hold all of your links. So if you go here, so this should open it up for me. Here is my Linktree. So when someone clicks this on my Instagram, they can get an instant home evaluation, either a 15-minute meeting here with me or an instant home evaluation that emails it to them. They can start their home search right away. They can schedule a Zoom call with me. They can see testimonials. You see here, there's all these different resources that they can get right away without ever having to talk to me. So if they want to do some research first, or they don't have time to call me and coordinate schedules, they can look on my calendar and schedule something with me right here. And this is huge because this is the new way that people are expecting to do business. I don't know, for you ladies out there, or even gentlemen, I know Chris does this too, where you're going to, if you go to get your hair done, a lot of times you're going to their app to schedule right on their calendar. It's convenient. You don't have to call and spend 15 minutes on the phone with somebody. You just do it right away. And so that's what our clients are going to start expecting from us. And so this is really a good way to get ahead. I wish you guys could see Kyle dancing right now in front of me. So Linktree, and there's a free version. The version you see here that I'm using is $6 a month. I do this because then I can customize the buttons, I can customize the background, and then it also gives me a report on how many people are going to my Linktree. And so that helps me quite a bit. So Linktree, I would highly recommend. That coordinates a lot with Calendly because I'm in there where it says schedule a meeting with me. When they schedule a meeting, it's taking them to Calendly, and I'll show you that. Calendly, I want to say it's like 300. Does anybody else subscribe to Calendly on here? Again, I believe there's a free version. This one I think is 300 a year maybe, because then I have different opportunities. So if someone wants to schedule a home buyer consultation, if they want a free market analysis, if they're considering new construction, they have different opportunities to schedule in my calendar. And then on my side, I can block out, like I don't work on Sundays. I'm just giving an example, like no Sundays or no appointments past 7 or whatever the rule that I want in there. They don't see that. They just see that it's not available. So this really allows me to coordinate that. I have got appointments on this, believe it or not. And just the past, I want to say 8 months, I've gotten over 2.5 million in business from Calendly linked to my Instagram. And it's specifically for, I'm posting about new construction quite a bit. And there are more and more clients who are interested in new construction because of the housing shortage. So they are searching out realtors who are used to in working with new construction. And then they're scheduling a meeting with me about new construction. But guess what? They typically have a home to sell. So this has been really, really valuable for me in just the last year. Absolutely. So any questions on this so far? Okay. One of the other options on Linktree was to get an instant home evaluation. So Chris Kukulhan actually rolled out, there's a way that you can link this on your Highgarden and Easy Street site as well, where you can, they can put their information, it emails you, and then you can send them a home evaluation. This right here will give them an instant, like it will email it to them. So this is also paid. I understand that, not everybody wants to pay for all these different systems. Totally get it. There's free ways to do it. This is just one that I have used for a while and has worked for me. So when someone types in their address here, it will ask them here. I'll just do Timberwood. I'll try mine real fast so you can see it. It's going to ask them for their email, their name, and how quickly they're looking to sell. And the second that they submit that, I get a text and an email, and then it emails them a home evaluation. But the opportunity for me is to give them a more detailed CMA and see if they've considered selling, if they would like to set up a meeting. This has been really useful for me. I've had over 56 people on here that have said that they want a home evaluation. Not all of them have obviously converted. However, it does give me 56 people to stay in touch with and make sure that they have a more accurate version of a CMA than a Zestimate or something like that. So a really good tool to give them instant information and then allow us to follow up. And the reason I put these together is because you can coordinate the Calendly and the Cloud CMA in your Linktree. And what I've really come to realize over the years of being in real estate is the easier you can make it for someone to get a hold of you, the better. You never want them to feel like they have to go look up, Google your information, Google your phone number or your website. You want it to be easily accessible for them to click it. And so Linktree is a really great way to do that. You can also put this in your email if you want, like your email signature, or link it on your Facebook, however you want to do that. But it's a really good spot to hold all those important links for someone to research about you and what it's like to work with you. Any questions so far on this?
Hey, Robin, for the Charleston people, we have Cloud CMA free as part of our MLS. It's on the MLS Launchpad.
What?
Yeah. But the only thing, I've got a question for you. So on it, you have the option to do the quick and dirty, and then you have the option to click off of that so that you actually go and find the comps for them. You just do the quick and dirty, right?
I do, because I want them to get the instant information, but then I always go back and pull the more detailed information, a lot like what Kyle was talking about. And then I'm emailing that to them and I'm calling them to see if they want to set up a time to talk more in depth about what their home's worth.
So that's something we might want to change, because I've always told my agents, hey, like, don't do the quick and dirty, but I mean, that actually makes more sense to get it faster to them and then follow up, because it gives you a chance to follow up.
Right. Because, and people want the instant version. So if you're not giving that to them, they're going to go to Zillow or somewhere else that is. And so it just kind of, it gives them what they want right away, but we're still, and then we're kind of showing more of our value, because we're saying, yeah, it said that your home is worth 300, but I mean, I looked at the comps and the way the market is, I think you could get 325. You know what I mean? So like, it gives you the opportunity to show your value and that you have more market knowledge than these systems that they're relying on. Cool. Yeah, Melissa said she's moving to your market. So there you go. Melissa, we'll miss you. I might follow. All right. We will go on to the next slide then if nobody has any other questions. Wrong way. All right. I am seeing a ton of this, so I thought I would share it here. We're going to do a little bio audit. How many of you are on Instagram? Tracy, oh, quite a few of you. Okay. So here's some suggestions for your Instagram to grow your followers and make it easier for people to understand why they would want to engage with your profile. Number one, make sure your profile picture is a photo of you, not your logo. Not your logo, not your city, not an emoji that you love. Make sure that it's easily visible, that it's your face. The other thing is your bio should be in bullet points, not paragraphs. So I put my bio here just as an example. There's quite a few others if you follow top producers or influencers on Instagram to see other examples. But make sure that your purpose is clear, what your profile is about, and put it in bullet points. I use emojis just to make it a little bit more fun and stand out. And then something that I've also learned recently is to not link up other, like I had Highgarden linked up in there, and I think I had another like link or something, a location or something. And I just read to not do that. And that makes sense, because when you do that, someone's going to click those links and they might not come back to your profile. So we want to keep them on your profile. So don't link up other accounts. Just make it just your bio and about you. And then of course your Linktree or whatever other link that you would prefer, like your website or something like that. The other thing, and this is huge, you guys, make sure that your location is in your profile. I have had three deals from agents outside of our market, referrals and listings from it, because we're getting more and more with COVID, more and more people moving from state to state, and other agents have these clients. They want to make sure they're in good hands. So they're looking up other agents on Instagram, top realtors, and how involved they are in the market, how much they're posting, what their clients are saying. They're looking that up on Instagram now. So you want to make it clear that one, you're a realtor, and two, the location you're in. So you can see I have that here as my name, Robin Brees Group, and then Indiana. And underneath that, I have real estate agent. The way that I got that was because I have a creator account. So there's two options. You can do a creator account or a professional account. And both of those will allow you to say what type of account you are. Are you real estate? Are you an entrepreneur, influencer, whatever? So I make it very clear what my profile is about. And the more you do that, the more people are going to engage because they know what they're getting into, right? They know what they're there for. And then link only the site where they can learn more about you. So I have the Linktree here that goes to my website. They can create an appointment with me or get an instant home evaluation. And then something else I just read, I already had it in my profile, thank goodness, but also makes sense. Make sure that you're creating trust. Have one line in your bio that gives you some credibility. It might be the years of experience. It might be that you're a top broker in your market, that you recently won an award for something, that you have 5-star reviews on your Zillow, whatever it is, give some credibility to yourself in one of those lines. And if you need help kind of thinking through that, especially as a new agent, let me know and we can work through that. Any questions
Robin,
on the bio? Yeah.
Hey, Rob. Yeah. Have you ever thought about, the company has the website we provide for searching homes and it's still your information. So that's not really taking them away from you. Do you think that's a good thing to put in there? The link to your personal High Garden page that has your information. I didn't, because then the clients could search homes and you would they'd have to sign up and get your information. I didn't know if that was negative or not.
No, I think that'd be great. That'd be huge, especially for someone who isn't that's a free source that we provide for you. So you don't have to worry about paying extra for any type of subscription. That's a great one to link up there. When I'm talking about linking on that URL, that would be great for the URL. What I'm saying is before I had where it says High Garden Real Estate in my bio, it had the asterisk, I mentioned High Garden Real Estate. So sometimes people might hit High Garden Real Estate to see what type of brokerage I'm with, but they might not ever come back to me. You know what I mean? So it was more about linking other accounts than the URL is what I was mentioning there. But I think that's a great resource. Anything like that where we're getting the client's information, that would be great to put in that URL right there. Any other questions? All right. Okay. I just, for those of you, I might have said this before, but I am in Tom Ferry coaching. And so they send us a lot of examples of what top agents are doing in other markets. So I thought I would share this with you. I thought it was a great idea. Literally just got this yesterday. So I'll be making this my own and sending it out as well. But right now is a great time to work with sellers, obviously. Get more listings, work with sellers. And so an agent, I don't know what market he was in, created this, would you like a crazy offer on your home? And then here's the verbiage that he talked about. He was also asking for quite a bit of information here. Tom put on here that he asked to only capture the first name, address of the home, obviously how to get back with him, like an email, and then how much would they want their crazy offer to be? So pretty much your question to someone is, would you sell your home if I could get you a crazy offer? And by the way, what would you want that offer to look like? And if they're responding to you and you look at the comps on their home and that offer is not so crazy in today's market, because they might not have any idea, you might have a listing on your hands. So this would be a great message. It does not have to look like this. It does not have to be a landing page like this ad talks about. It could be an email to your database. It could be a question that you're posing in your stories. It could be a note with a CMA to all of your database, a postcard to a community you're farming, just to ask that question and get people thinking. There's a whole lot of postcards and notes going out there right now that it's a seller's market, but not a lot of agents that are asking this type of question. Because I don't know about you, but if you've been on a listing appointment lately and you're telling people what they could get for the home, a lot of times they're surprised at how much. Like I had one recently where she was like, why? Like she was shocked that anybody would pay that much for her house. Like it is a crazy market. It's a great time for people to sell. So why not ask this question and see if we can knock some things loose with this? Any questions on this one? Anybody excited to try it? I know I will be trying it. I will share that with you guys, how that works out. All right. We'll go to the next one. All right, we got Steve Robbins here for a Throwback Thursday post in his green jacket. He's gonna love this. But I thought I would end this for you guys with 12 post ideas. And so this is actually from, if you're not following her on Instagram, she's a great resource. At the bottom of this screen, her name is Social Sam on Instagram, and she shares a ton of different ideas, hashtags, caption ideas, different posts, and things that are going on with Canva and Instagram. But here are 12 that I thought were really good and kind of different. Like, we hear a lot about the same things over and over with real estate, but why not share your day? The biggest lesson in your career. Oh my gosh, for someone who's been in this for 10 plus years, I mean, you could think of so many things that you've learned over that time. What's the biggest one? How many people would not be interested in hearing that? Like, I would love to hear that from somebody. Your favorites. I actually subscribe to a guy right now who sends me weekly things on what books he's reading, what podcasts he's listening to, what he's working on right now. People want to hear that. They want to know what you're into because it gives an insight to your personality, but also might be something they're interested in. So share your favorites. A biggest accomplishment. It could be this week. It could be this year. It could be through COVID, whatever you want to make that. Fun facts about your business. I actually follow a car salesman on Facebook, and he posts all kinds of stuff like 4-door SUV or 3-row SUVs sell 80% faster than 2-row SUVs or whatever, like just like fun facts that I would have never thought about. But that's stuff that you're providing value to your audience, but you're not asking for anything in return. You're not selling to them, but you're telling them that you are the expert in this business. And you can make it fun. You don't have to make it like, you know, how many days on market for each home or anything like that. And talk about your journey. That could be a 1-story post where you're talking about how you got started and then where you are today. Or that can be an ongoing thing where once a week you're talking about what you're looking at next. Like, what's your mission next? What are your goals? That type of thing. Throwback Thursday is a good one. That's an oldie. Like, I feel like that was a trend way back when. It's still a trend today. We posted this one of Steve, this jacket, I believe they got like 20 years ago when they first started Easy Street. And so he brought it into the office and we did a throwback post. Got a ton of love on that one. Q&As are great. So you're basically with a Q&A post, you're asking your audience, what do they want to know about real estate? Everybody loves to talk about real estate. They for sure have questions. How can you help answer those? So just post, what questions do you guys have? I'm happy to answer. And then those answers are posts. Each of those answers are another post individually. Talk about your goals. We kind of talked about that with your journey. Reintroduce yourself. I don't know if you guys have seen this, if you're following any influencers on Instagram or Facebook, but a lot of times if they get a number of followers, like every so often, they're reintroducing themselves with a picture of them and their family or just them. And they're talking about, hey, like, I got a lot of new followers. Here's who I am. And it's just a bullet pointed, like, fun fact sheet about who they are and why someone would want to follow them. Life updates, and of course, market updates. And I think the big key, I see a lot of agents, not at High Garden Easy Street, but just in general, posting the market updates. And they're posting facts, but people don't want to hear the facts and try to compute all that themselves. They want your opinion. What is your opinion on the market? You are the one with the boots on the ground. You are the one day to day with buyers and sellers. What is your opinion about what's going on in the market? They don't care about, they actually don't know what DOM means. They don't know what a CMA means. They don't know what an increase in sales and then a decrease in closing means for them. But what do you think? So you can look at the facts to generate your thoughts, but I wouldn't overpost the details. I would just talk more about your insight with that. Any questions or anything to add on posts? Anything that you guys have done recently that's worked that you can share?
Robin, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of new to Facebook.
Okay.
It's something I've needed to do for a long time, and I'm finally putting it in action here. How often should I post on my Facebook page? What is there an average, or how does it work?
I mean, it's really up to you. I think you have to be consistent. So, hey, Chris, I see you pop in there. You have to be consistent. So whether it's once a week or 3 times a week, I'm doing it once a day, but that's because it's habit for me, right? What you don't want to do is post 2 or 3 times a week, and then all of a sudden you go a month without posting.
Okay.
Because what happens is the next time you go to an open house and you meet someone, they get in their car and they look you up and they see your Facebook, but you haven't posted in a month. They kind of feel like you're out of business. You know what I mean? So the whole key is to be consistent.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And I can do like personal stuff and business stuff.
I would recommend it. Yeah. Yep. I think the personal is key because obviously business is key. You don't want people to forget what you do, but the personal part is where people start to relate to you, right? Like what your hobbies are, what you enjoy doing, what kind of drink you like, whatever it is. The more relatable you become, the more someone feels more comfortable contacting you.
Got it.
So the more they feel like they get an idea for who you are to work with, the more someone would be willing to contact you, which is the whole point.
Okay. All right.
That's a great question.
Hi, Robin. I have a question.
Hi.
Hi. Any kind of post that you would try to not do, like, I mean, politics, religion, but anything you'd want to stay away from?
I mean, that's all opinion based. Politics, religion, obviously anything that is, going to cause a fight in some way. I think we want to stay positive. We want to be the positive influence. But I will say this, if you're too careful, you become granola, and then you're blending in with the other 8,000 agents in your market. So you do have to show you have to be a little edgy in the way that you're saying what you truly believe, whether it's popular opinion or not. For example, another account that I follow that's really good is Taya DiCarlo in California. It's TAYADICARLO. She posted one recently about why you shouldn't use the same agent to buy the home or to sell the home. Sorry, why you shouldn't use the same agent to represent you as a seller and the buyer, why that's wrong. And so, of course, for a lot of other agents, they're like, wait a minute, that's a big part of my business. For her, she's like, would you have the same attorney for both sides in court? You know what I mean? So like it's not something that people are going to fight about necessarily, but she's putting herself out there with that opinion. So I do think like putting yourself out there and what you truly think is going to win more, but you have to be careful that you're not offending people at the same time. Yeah. Does that answer your question? Cool.
Hey, Robin.
Hi.
I have a question. So on Instagram, when you have either the professional or creator, like what's the difference in which one should we choose?
So I went with creator. This sounds so silly, but with creator, you can, I'll have to look up exactly the difference, but with creator, the biggest difference for me, you can use music in your stories. If you have a professional profile, you cannot. I believe the professional profile gives you more analytics maybe, but it's nothing like I'm not looking at all the analytics all the time. Creator, you still get some views on like what your most popular posts were, how active your viewers are. So that's why I went with creator, because it didn't eliminate that music for me. Because I feel like a lot of times, especially when you're going and you're taking a story of like a home that you're about to list and you're shooting the home, you want some music in the background. You don't want it to be your heels clicking on the floor. So like for me, the music was a big deal.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Robin, how would you change that if you've already got a page set up?
Okay, so you will go to, I'll walk you through it. You're going to go to your Instagram, then you go to your profile. Let me see if I can join this real fast.
Because I've got mine, I guess, as professional.
It might take me too long. So you're going to go to the 3 lines up at the top when you're in your account, and you're going to go to about. I'm sorry, not about. You're going to go to account, and then at the bottom, I don't know if you can see this, but at the very bottom, it'll say switch to professional account. If you're a professional, it should say switch to creator account.
Mine doesn't look, wait, if I go to account and settings.
Uh-huh.
Still doesn't.
I can, I'll work with you after this. So but yeah, you can change that in your settings in the Instagram.
So I've got 2 accounts. So I've got a personal and I've got Tracy Majeski at home and I've got Tracy Majeski Realtor Life. Should I just blow up Tracy Majeski at home and stick everything on Tracy Majeski Realtor Life? Probably.
Yep. I would. It becomes too much to try to manage them both, in my opinion. You do lose a little bit of the personal aspect. Like for me, a lot of my stuff is business and then I'm mixing in a little bit of personal. So it just depends. I mean, but more people people think about what you would want to follow. A lot of times we don't want to follow a business. We want to follow a person. So if we have a business account, it tends to look more like a business. Whereas if we're mixing in friends and family and activities and what we're doing and who we are, that's interesting to people to follow, but they're not going to follow just listed and just sold posts. You know what I mean? So the more we make it personal, the better. For me, that means blending the 2 into one account.
When we have, High Garden Real Estate Charleston Instagram, I've got my farm Carolina Bay Community Instagram. And so it's way too much. And then I've got all of those as Facebook pages as well. So, so I'm not doing anything versus, you know what I mean? Like right. It's overwhelming.
Yeah. I would narrow it down. And try to blend it. Yep. Great questions, you guys. Anything else?
Hey, Robin, I have a quick question, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
I'm newer to the Facebook thing and the Instagram thing. Tracy's been kind of teaching me on that. And so I have my Facebook High Garden business account and I have my Facebook personal account. I've been mostly posting from my personal account, which says our High Garden logo name on there. Which one should I be using when I make my post to reach out? Should I be using my business account more so or my personal? Like if someone's searching for information about me, where are they going to look?
They're going to look at your professional account.
So I should be using that mostly for all my posts?
I would, because that's where your reviews are. That's where someone can get a hold of you. They can literally click a button and call you from that. There's also an option to set an appointment for you okay. Through Facebook. So when someone says you got to call Ian, he's a great agent. They're going to look up on Facebook. Your professional account is going to your page is going to come
okay,
up.
so all my, like even my personal posts, et cetera, should go through my 80-20, the 80-20 mix rule should go through there and migrate over to my personal, I guess. Okay. Yep. I've been doing it wrong then.
That's all right. It's, you know what, and it evolves. So as soon as you figure it out, it's going to change. It's just part of it.
Okay.
You got to keep rolling. What's going on, Melissa?
That's a good point, because that's what we've been training, is that using your business page just for like anything that you need to boost, like your, just listed, just sold, and then keeping everything on your personal page. So if that's wrong, please, help me clarify that.
I don't know that it's wrong. I say just post more personal type stuff on your business page too. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Hey,
Thank you.
Robin? Yeah. If somebody's searching me on Facebook and I've got a personal and a business page, does my name come up twice, or when they click on my name, do they get a choice to go to personal or business?
Depends on what your settings are. So if you're public, you'll probably come up twice, which is the good thing. If your personal is private, then it'll mostly just be your business page.
Okay.
But so it just depends on your settings.
Yeah. Do you think I should keep both public?
I would.
Just so I get more exposure, or the likelihood they're going to find me is easier. So a private setting means just a friend, an actual Facebook friend of mine can come in and see my page and my postings.
There's so many settings now that you can make it. You can make where someone can't even find you unless they have your phone number or whatever. Or you can make it private in that people can find you on there, but they don't see your post until you become a friend. You know what I mean? That's the typical one. But I would recommend, first of all, don't post anything you wouldn't want your clients to see on any account ever, and just make it all public.
Okay, good. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Robin.
Yeah.
When you are, so like I'm in that same boat where I have a professional account, and when you go to try and change it to creator, it's not an option. It goes to personal. It says, hey, do you want to make this a personal account? As a creator, does that still come up in like that business suite that's like, Facebook and Instagram all
Yes.
in one?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Then I might need to attend the session on how we make that creator.
Where can you hit switch account type?
When I go into, so I'm just on my laptop
Okay.
right now, but when I go into it says the edit profile, and it just gives me an option to switch to personal account.
Okay.
And then you can it just literally, that's the only option.
All right. Let me do some research on this and we'll troubleshoot that.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Thank you.
Uh-huh. Tracy. She said, I think we should name this Hey Robin. I like it. That's going to be the series name. Anybody else have any questions?
Hey, Robin.
Brett.
So I'm always confused about the group pages that we have set up. I know that's probably not much marketing, but the High Garden internal group and we have one for Easy Street Las Vegas. What are people using that for, or are they using anything for that? I mean, that's just for internal people, correct?
Yeah, it's just for internal people. So we have one for each market because sometimes what we have to share doesn't apply to Vegas. So we're only posting it in Indy. But then sometimes there's things that's a really good idea that everybody could use that really should be in the HRE ESR group for everybody. But that's not like something for the public. Like anybody outside of our sphere cannot see that unless they've been admitted into the group. So honestly, if I'm being super transparent there, I don't feel like we're using it enough. I feel like there's so many agents that are doing really big things and doing awesome things that I wish we were sharing that more, because then we could get a lot more out of it versus just reminders for our meetings. So if you guys want to help me start that would be awesome. Just stuff
Cool.
that you're doing that other agents could use.
Yeah, I was just curious because I noticed Chip from our market posts a lot of statistical stuff, and I'm not sure that it's doing what it was intended, because I think he was trying to hit, our market, but I guess they see it on his page if they follow him. So I guess he posted on the High Garden page, but it's really not beneficial other than to the Las Vegas people.
Well, but it's kind of good to see his videos, like how he words things and the thing that he uses and that type of thing. So there's benefit to us, but not necessarily the market stats. It's just more of how he's doing it that's beneficial to us.
So if we, if we should probably not have agents post, listings or things like that, but if they have something cool, like a marketing thing that they want to talk about, they could post on the national one versus just the local Las Vegas one.
I'd love that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because like you said, I noticed that there's not too much posting on that, and I know that's kind of internal marketing. So I think it's probably something we could talk to people about. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. Appreciate your time and all the questions.
Hey, Robin.
We'll come back on. Yeah.
I did figure out the how to switch the account.
You did, Melissa? Are you listening?
So if you go to the 3 lines up in the top corner, and then you go to settings, and then you go to account, then it says switch account type. And then you can switch to creator account.
Melissa, did you get that?
Yep. Working on it now.
Thanks, Tracy.
Got it.
See, wait, you said account? There it is.
And then at the bottom.
All right, so it's available on the phone, not on the computer. Okay.
That's probably a difference. Instagram is notoriously phone only.
Yeah.
Although there's a rumor that you're going to be able to start posting to Instagram from your desktop, which would be awesome. So, okay, guys. Last thing, if you guys are interested in the accountability part of it, I'm happy to hold you accountable. Next month, we're meeting the last Tuesday of the month. Is there anything you want to verbally talk about right now that you're committing to doing between now and next month? I'll write it down and we'll check in next month. Tracy?
We do accountability week to week.
Okay.
I don't have anything off the top of my head.
Okay.
Just do better.
Do better. If you guys think about it and there's something you want to do, email me. I'll keep track and we'll talk about it next month. So
you
I'm going to
so
be
much.
I'm working on coming through past clients who are in equity positions to just reach out and send them like a little CMA about their house and just like an update. So my goal is to try and do 5 CMAs a week.
ooh.
Yeah.
All right. Got you. Thanks, Melissa.
Mhm.
All right, guys. We'll see you next month.
Thanks,
Bye.
Robin.
Have a good one.
Hey, thank you, Robin.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Robin.